She has my support, and I think the media's in a frenzy of speculation feeding on itself that generates these stories.
Obviously, internally, people are looking at the polls and they're expressing concern about the future.
The Prime Minister maintains my support and will continue to maintain my support while ever the majority of the party believes she's the best placed person to lose to the next election.
Julia Gillard is as tough as they make them. She's going to beat Tony Abbott because she's focused on the big reforms for the future.
You get excited about me stating the obvious. How do you reckon the Labor Party would go from an election and receive 31% of the primary vote?
We've got from Christopher Pyne, we've got from journalists, people wanting to fuel this fire. I caught Joe Hockey yesterday actually spreading a false rumour that the Labor Party caucus, not his party, but the Labor Party, was going to meet at 4 p.m. yesterday, spreading that rumour to journalists, both at the Australian and the ABC. And then I found out later in the day that other Liberal Party members had been spreading the same rumour, and of course there was no such meeting.
It's a one-way street if they persist in this business that's going on at the moment, and it is going on, there's no doubt about that.
A one-way street too?
Oh, oblivion.
Every time you walk down the corridor, a Labor Member of Parliament has a mobile phone pressed to their ear, scurrying behind columns, coming out of trapdoors, disappearing into offices of Kevin Rudd or Joel Fitzgibbon or wherever else they might be, plotting and scheming against the Prime Minister or for the Prime Minister. This is no way to run a country, and the media laws that are still being negotiated and debated today, which they said would not be bartered about, not be negotiated, are becoming the most important aspect of whether the Prime Minister keeps her leadership or not.
The party needs to get its act together. That's the truth. The stalemate has to end. We have to get the people who are destabilising to stop, and the party has to focus on the future. I support the leader. I mean, how many times can I say it? Do I have to say it? I support the leader. I have said publicly that people have to pull back. They have to unify because it is killing us.
There's not going to be a leadership spill. I think I read somewhere this morning you've now successfully predicted 14 of the last 2 leadership spills. So you can keep asking the question, but Julia Gillard has the overwhelming support and continues to have the overwhelming support of the caucus. This has been an ongoing game of speculation on speculation on speculation, but Julia Gillard is much tougher than all of you seem to realise. She's much tougher than she's given credit for, and I think the Australian public have recognised her toughness.
I don't discuss those matters in the broader community, the sorts of discussions going on internally. There are plenty of other commentators around, they can fill that space. It's obviously a difficult issue for us to manage at the moment, but there's nothing to be gained by me adding to it.
There's no vacancy, she's the Prime Minister, and I support her, and I continue to be of the view that she will be the Prime Minister in the election of September 14. Unless someone issues a challenge, and I haven't seen one, that's the circumstance which will carry through until September.
But I am asking her to call a spill of all leadership positions in the party. I will not be standing for the leader. I will be putting myself forward in the leadership team for the deputy leader. If the Prime Minister does not agree to it, which I expect she won't, then I urge members of caucus to petition in the appropriate way for the calling of such a meeting. This is an issue that has to be resolved. There's too much at stake. This is a very regretful decision for me. I think everyone knows the relationship between the Prime Minister and myself goes back some time. This is not personal. This is about the party, its future, and the future of the country.